right. Welcome to another installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. 4 reviews up this week. The first of which is Paths of Fight Samurai. Find the correct fighting sequences to slice all of your enemies. Finish them off with powerful combos. Plan your moves and don't get stuck in a dead end in this action puzzle themed in the Japan feudal era. Okay, that's straightforward enough.
Yeah, maybe sounds a little machine translated, but it's not the worst we've seen.
I mean, at least it's legible.
Yes, that's why I said a little machine translated.
Yeah, well, what gives such things away is like Japan feudal era. It's the Japanese feudal era.
The touch-up was close, but you can definitely tell,
Yeah. Anyway, so putting all that aside, yeah, this is a hack and slash puzzle game. And contrary to what you may think, no, it's not a mobile game. Like, I know Petty was having a bit of disbelief when I first told him that.
Yeah, I made the jest that it seemed if you would have showed me this, just the trailer footage, I would have asked you if you were showing me a fake mobile game ad.
Yeah. Well, it's neither fake nor a mobile game. Or at least it's not a mobile game right now. Maybe there are plans to bring it to mobile, provided that the developer or publisher are still things that exist. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, so I think the things that give the non-mobile game nature away are, one, the lack of microtransactions, but that's once again something else that, mobile market, this is the kind of game that would, the first chapter would be, or the first 2 chapters in this case, because I have a hard time seeing anyone, paying $1 for the first bit of this game and then being satisfied enough to pay for more of it. It definitely has to be like the first 2, because the first chapter is just a tutorial.
Right.
It's like, so putting that aside, there's no 3-star system. Right. I know that's also not necessarily something that's exclusive to mobile games, but to not have it there kind of suggests that this was built for the PC first, because there's no get this puzzle in the least amount of moves. There's no extra collectible that's harder to get. There's no fancy accoutrements of that nature. No. Your goal here is to complete the puzzle, and that's it. That being said, they will throw twists and turns, so to speak, even though everything here are straight fucking lines.
The metaphorical twists and turns.
Yeah. But there's 2 additional mechanics that show up in later chapters that will complicate things. And that's the black circles, where when you hit them, that will move you back a set amount of moves. And the amount of moves is, if it's 1, you go back 1. If it's 3, you go back 3, etc., etc., etc. And, of course, you will need to use that in order to complete the puzzles. And that gets further complicated by the red triangle that shows up about chapter 3. Because when you that's where things get fucky. Because if you hit that triangle, it'll increase the counters on the black circles by 1. And that completes the picture puzzle, if you will, at least from what I saw.
And it looks like there are blue triangles.
Or yeah, I might have been thinking of the blue triangle. I think that's the one that triggers the.
Yeah, the blue
Count.
triangles look like they're pointing up, and the red ones look like they're pointing down.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it might be confusing one for the other. The point is that, those are the mechanics that are going to make this thing complicated. And, unfortunately, I got stuck on one of the, just by glancing some of the reviews, one of the hard puzzles. That's like chapter 3-7. It's one of 2 levels that are really hard to puzzle out. And, unfortunately, it's one of those ran out of time dealies. But considering how little there is to the game, so to speak, I don't think an additional mechanic would change my opinion much, unless it was really bad.
Yeah.
You know.
And like it's all just like one move, one kill type stuff, right? You don't need to keep going past to kill an enemy. It's just, single one shot decisive blow type stuff.
Yeah, though that does sound like the kind of thing that would be they would give a multi-hit opponent in like chapter 6 or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, that being said, I think I can sum this up thusly. It's a very solid, if straightforward package. Like I said, it's got a fresh premise. I'll give it that in terms of its presentation, but the whole you're a feudal samurai slashing other samurai, it's really just an aesthetic touch. Mechanically, that has no bearing on anything. Like,
they could have done this with just about any warrior. Any warrior group. Like they could make a Vikings one. They could make a knight one.
Yeah, you change the fighters, nothing gets differentiated here. So I think that might be the weakest part of the game. Like, it doesn't take advantage of its premise enough.
Yeah, they could have just did Path's fight in every chapter as a different type of warrior.
Yeah.
Just to give you some varyingness to it.
Like, these could have been pirates. These could have been ninjas.
Honestly, ninja might be a little more on point because they're all about, high movement and one shot, one kill.
Maybe, but
that's just my personal opinion. I'm not a game dev.
Like, ninjas, let's just say the conversation there gets more complicated than you think.
I'm aware.
I'm like, the overall point is these could be hoplites, and it wouldn't have mattered. Like, as a puzzle game, it's okay. Nothing too impressive, but nothing that's broken. Like, perfectly middle of the road stuff here. Which means I'm probably going to forget about this in about a week until it comes up in the year-end list.
Right.
Anyway, in terms of pricing, very affordable, but once again, not quite mobile pricing, as it clocks in at $1.99, $2, which is $1 more than you would charge for this on the mobile platform.
I guess if you have a Steam Deck, it could be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, see, this doesn't look like something I'd sit like at a computer to play, But like remote play, this could probably be all right because it doesn't look like it's that much actiony. So you
Like,
could probably get
yeah,
away with it on like cloud play with mobile or
I know.
a
Even
Steam
on,
Deck.
even like waiting 5 minutes in the dentist's office kind of deal,
Yeah.
I'm still very mild on. Like, it, it's a straight on 5 out of 10.
Mm.
You know.
I mean, in fairness, we have had a lot worse games in that price point, so.
Well, that's what I'm getting. Like, it's, it's not bad. It's not broken. Everything works as intended. But it's just not very interesting. And honestly, probably needed to throw in more twists sooner, and or have, the ranking system or a, collectible, just something more.
Yeah. Hell, even a story.
Yeah, like there's nothing else here. Like, it's a solid foundation, but it's just all foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Even its samurai accoutrements is literal window dressing.
Mm-hmm. They could have literally switched it out with anything, and oh look,
Yeah.
it's the
Once again,
same game.
we've established this.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so yeah, like I said, this is a perfectly cromulent game. No more, no less. It's like the Withstandinator. Anyway, so that'll about do it for this game. Anyway, and be sure to tune in after the break as Petty Fan reviews Chenzo Club.